Hello, everyone. This is another episode by Trip Pursuit. This is Dishika and this is Sadman. We are here on Itinerary Podcast with Travel Romina today. Hi, Romina. How are you?
Hi, thank you. I'm doing good. How are you?
We're also fine. So, Travel Romina is a very big travel enthusiast who has been to Santorini and many other places. So, you guessed it right. We are going to talk about Greece today.
Yeah, and this is our second turn at Greece. We had another podcast episode about Greece before, but this time we would focus more on the journey of Romina and how she explored Greece on her own.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get going. So Romina, when did you visit Greece last time? When was it?
The last time was actually in November.
Oh, that's pretty recent.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I love Greece. I love Santorini, so I try to go there as often as possible.
How was the weather back then? Like, was it cold and like in November, cold, a bit chilly or cold? How was the weather?
Well, the weather was really nice. It just gets a little bit chilly in the evening, so make sure if you're traveling to Greece or Santorini, for the evening you need a jacket or just something to cover. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So did you, I don't know, like, did you start from Athens or somewhere else? How did you start? And like, how did you decide to go to Greece? Like, you went to Greece many other times, like a lot of times, I guess. Right. So why did you decide to go there again?
Well, it's just the mentality of the people and the weather and the lifestyle, what they're living and how they live it. And I actually started with Mykonos because I was always interested. Is it just a party island or has it more to offer? And I can definitely say Mykonos has more to offer than just being a party island.
Okay.
Then I started with traveling to Santorini, I think, 2 years ago. And in 2 years, I've been to Santorini 6 times already because I absolutely
Wow.
fell in love with it. Yeah, it stole my heart. So don't go there if you wanna have your heart right here because mine is lost in Santorini for sure. And yeah, then it just came up. I was going to Athens 3 times a year. I was going to Paros, and I just love Greece. I'm just addicted.
Okay. So in those times, like each of your travels in Greece were pretty different from each other, right?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So what about the first time? How was the first time? Can you remember the first time? Like how many days was it? How many years was it taking?
I think I started traveling to Greece maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I think.
Okay.
Mykonos several times, and then just Santorini several times, Athens several times, other islands. Yeah, I think 4 or 5 years ago. And but Santorini has my heart, so.
Great. Okay. So have you ever been to Saloniki? Like we covered a bit about Saloniki in our previous podcast. Have you ever been there? If not, that's okay.
No, I have never been there, but I heard so many good things about it, and I definitely want to go. And also, many people that I know from Santorini or from other islands, many Greek people are from there. They're going to Santorini for work, for example.
Okay.
But actually, their base is in Thessaloniki.
Yeah.
But I have never been there, no. But I want to go.
Great. So I guess we that's our suggestion. That's the suggestion from Itinerary Podcast that you should go to Thessaloniki in your next Greece trip. Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So now let's focus on your latest Greek adventure. Like, how did you start? Like, all of a sudden you just decided, okay, I'm gonna go to Greece for the sixth time. Is it something like that?
You mean like for the sixth time going to Santorini?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mean why I was going there so many times?
Yeah, like how did that happen? Like one fine morning I woke up and I decided, okay, I need to go there again. Was it something like that?
Well, it started my best friend. She visited Santorini and she told me it's nice. But they mostly just been to the beach, and it's more in Santorini. You have more the stony, rocky beaches, or with like bigger stones.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm not interested in beaches like that. I want blue, clear water. I want soft, nice sand beaches. But okay, well, I think Ia and Fira with the blue domes is very nice. Okay, let's do it. Let's go there and let's experience it really the nice way, like with an infinity pool honeymoon suite.
Yeah.
I've been engaged to that.
Oh.
I was getting engaged. I'm not engaged anymore, but I was engaged to that point. So we decided to make it really fancy, you know, first time Santorini, you probably know it, the fancy pool, honeymoon suites, overlooking the views, the caldera views.
Okay.
So we decided to go for this. And I've been there and I just lost my heart there immediately. And I thought I would have a problem with the beaches because they're not clear blue water, no soft sand, white sand. I thought I would have a problem, but actually it was super nice, not having sand everywhere, not being full with sand all the time. And the combination of city, I mean, if you can call it a city, but the combination of all the villages, of the beauty of the Greek people, the Greek mentality, the weather, the food, and also then the beaches just hit me like boom.
So you just realized that this is where my soul belongs to.
Yeah, absolutely. And it took, I think, almost a year to come back for me because COVID happened in between. But since then I'm going there all few months as much as I can because I'm self-employed, so I'm happy to work from everywhere as a content creator. And I also have a social media agency in Austria, so I can work from everywhere. And of course my favorite part is to work from Santorini with views.
Great, great. Okay. So let's focus on our latest, your latest trip, not ours. So yeah. So how did it go? Where did you land at first?
I landed, most of the time you land in Athens if you have a stop in between. And then mostly you have another flight to all the islands.
Okay.
And Athens actually wasn't never really on my travel bucket list. I don't know why, but we had a stop in between and we just thought, okay, why not? You know, if we have a stop in between, let's stay there for 2 or 3 nights. And Athens is just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just, you have the city, you have the Acropolis, you have museums, you have like, it's amazing. It's just, I cannot even describe the feeling, but being in Athens is one of the prettiest things I've ever been to, because I don't know, the flowers and how the houses were built and the history and the art and the feeling and the vibes, it's just amazing. So I can only recommend, if you have a stop in between in Athens, go for it and stay for a few nights.
So how many days did you spend in Athens, or how many hours did you spend in Athens?
We always, like, we fell in love right away. So we've been to Athens 3 times in a year. And we always stayed around 3 to 5 nights, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I would recommend to stay there at least 2 or 3 nights.
Okay. Okay. So after Athens, like, what did you do in Athens? You talked about Acropolis, but apart from that, you talked about flowers. But what else did you do? How was the food? How was the weather? How were the people?
Well, the people are in Greece, like always, super friendly, super nice. The food is delicious actually everywhere where you're going. We've never been to any restaurant or bar or cafe where it wasn't really good, so I can recommend to go there. Just go there. It doesn't really matter. And what I also love about Athens, what is just so nice to do, is just go there, sit down in a cafe, drink your coffee, eat your cake, and enjoy the vibe.
Yeah.
It's really you have that kind of vibe and flair and atmosphere that I cannot really describe.
Yeah.
But it's just that the city is full of life, but still so calm with the people. They're just, you have the feeling they just enjoy life and they are thankful for life. And on Sundays, like in Austria, it's not really the same, but what we loved about Athens, you just go there, sit down in a cafe on a Sunday. The cafes, restaurants are full with people. They just love being with each other. They just love connecting and talking to each other. And that just has such a strong vibe. And when the weather is nice, you hear music in the background, you hear the birds singing, you have views everywhere because it just looks so pretty with all the historical buildings. Yeah, so if you don't only want to spend time going to museums or to visit the Acropolis, just enjoy the city. It's amazing.
Great,
That's
great.
wonderful.
So do you have any favorite places? Like where did you stay in Athens? Like
We stayed, I had a hotel collaboration with how were they called? Anatica Suites. Yeah, Anatica Suites, right in the middle of the center, also right next to nice restaurants, bars, and cafes, not far away from the Acropolis and the famous museums. And we stayed there already, I think, 2 or 3 times because the rooms are really nice. The stuff is very helpful. So I can really recommend Anatica Suites. And I can also recommend BC Athens Hotel. We stayed there too, and they have an amazing pool on the rooftop where you have the views to the Acropolis, which is also very nice.
Okay.
Great, great. So how expensive are these places? Like if I were to travel in a budget, then should I go to these places? What do you think?
I think if you want to travel on a budget, probably not. But I also have to say we got an amazing deal with Anatica Suites. Because I think it was low season, it was not high season.
Yeah.
So we got a good deal. And also, by the way, I talked to a waiter. I asked him if it's a good idea to come to Athens in summer, because I thought Athens will be full of tourists in summer. But
Yeah.
he actually said that Athens is quite okay with tourists in summer because so many people think that there's so many that there are so many tourists, so let's not go there in summer. So because many people are going to the islands in summer but not to Athens.
Right,
Oh,
right.
okay, okay.
So I think it would be good to do the opposite. Don't go to the islands in the high season, not July and August, because it's just full with tourists. Go to Athens and go to the islands more in the beginning of the season or in the end of the season.
All right, all right.
Great, great. So that's an expert tip, I
Yeah.
guess. So yeah.
But what if people sees this video and then everyone
Oh,
goes to
no.
Athens? Oh no.
Oh, no.
Athens is always beautiful. You can go there whenever. Like there, it is like a city full of people. But of course, if you go, like Athens is not. I think Athens is not. I don't know. I mean, we've been so many times. We never had a problem with too many tourists. So I think you can go whenever you want to, and when you feel that it's right to go.
Okay.
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 So
Yeah.
you talked about the cafe of Athens, like the vibrant cafe and everything around it. Have you been to Paris?
Paris? No, I've never been to Paris.
Oh, so I would have asked, a comparison between the cafe in Athens and the cafe in Paris. Like I know for sure that cafes in Paris are, just what you described. They are famous for being like that. So yeah, okay, it's okay, no worries. Okay, so let's move on. So we talked about the stay in Athens, where to go, how to eat, etc. in Athens. Okay, and you said that the people were good. So, yeah, what were you saying?
So from Athens, where are we moving?
We were going from Athens to Santorini.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Like you can go by ferry or you can go by plane. I
Okay.
think from Athens by ferry we went to Naxos, and I
Mhm.
think never went by the ferry from Athens to Santorini, only with plane. And if you want to go by plane, just make sure that maybe you're not traveling in end of October or beginning of November. We met some friends,
Okay.
some people who were friends in Athens, and they told us they were not able to go to Santorini from Athens because the wind was so crazy. So they were already in the plane, but they had to turn back, go back,
Yeah.
and they
Oh,
were not able to visit Santorini, and they came all the way from America.
Wow.
oh,
That's
Which
so
is
mean.
super sad.
damn.
Yeah, that is so sad if you cannot do it just because of the weather conditions. So I can highly recommend, if you were coming from so far away, just make sure you're going to another time and maybe not November. Yeah.
Okay, that's a very, very important tip.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, because that was so sad hearing that they were already in the plane, but they were not able to go.
Yeah, that must be heartbreaking. Truly
Yeah.
heartbreaking. So, you made friends in your trips in Greece, right?
Yes, absolutely. I met the most amazing people in Greece.
Great, great.
Yeah.
So overall, the travelers, fellow travelers, they're also friendly, pretty friendly,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We met so many people, no matter if it was for business reasons or for like private reasons, or you just randomly met somebody in a cafe. Yeah, it's just they're really open, and I love that mentality, and they always want to help you.
Great,
Okay,
great.
so
Yeah.
So from Athens, we took a flight. If we are not in early November, we are taking a flight to Naxos.
to Santorini.
Yeah, Naxos, Santorini, Mykonos, Pavos, wherever you want to
Okay.
go. Yeah.
Okay, so these is there some name for these Greek islands? Like I heard something like Peloponnese or something like that.
I think they call it Cyclades, Cycladic Islands, if I say it right in English.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's this whole trip based on islands, like island hopping, I guess that's called island
Yeah.
hopping, Greek island hopping. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what would you recommend? Like, how was your ferry experience? Like, if you took a ferry also, right? You took the plane and you took the ferry, so you can compare it better. Like, how was the experience?
It really depends of, for example, my friend, she's not really able to go by ferry because she's seasick.
Okay.
But I was really surprised going with the ferry. It's really big, and you have a shop inside and also an ATM if you need some cash, or it's really big, and I really liked it. Like I really liked the ferry style because the views are so different than being in a plane. And you can always also go outside on the ferry and enjoy the views, and you can buy Wi-Fi.
Oh,
It's mostly not free, so you need to pay it. But for me, it's worth it because I need to work when I'm traveling.
yeah.
But it's super nice arriving by ferry to Santorini. Like it was just magical when we did that for the first time, going there by ferry. Also, the other islands, it's such a nice feeling and such a nice view. So I love going there with the ferries and to do island hopping.
Okay. So how much time does it take to go from Athens to Santorini with a ferry?
I think if I'm not mixing all the other islands and the times that you need, I think it was like 5 hours.
Oh,
Oh.
that's okay. That's quite okay.
Yeah, you can literally
I'm not 100% sure, but I think 5 hours, and I think it took us 3 hours to Naxos, and Paros is right next to Naxos, so you should combine those two.
Yeah.
From Naxos, we went to Mykonos, which is just 40 minutes with the speed ferry, which is super nice. And yeah, if you're in Mykonos, it's not far to go to Santorini. So island hopping, if you're not seasick, it's the most amazing thing.
Okay.
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 All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we have arrived in Santorini. Now what should we do?
Well, what you should absolutely do, what I always preach to people, please don't stay there just 2 nights. Like, this is insane going to Santorini. So many people think that the island is small and that the island is just about blue domes, Ia and Fira, the two favorite parts of Santorini, Fira and Ia.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. That's wrong. That's absolutely not true. You can experience so many things. I've been now 6 times and I always stayed at least 7 to 10 days.
Mhm.
And even I haven't seen everything after 6 times being there. My last trip was around about a week. And the other trip before, I stayed there 5 weeks. So just only Santorini, and I haven't seen everything from the island. So the worst thing I think you can do is go there and only stay there for 2 nights. I would not recommend it. You have just so many things to see there.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't know, like for an average traveler, what is the recommended budget per day in Santorini?
It depends. If you wanna, let's start with hotel budgets.
Yeah.
I think if you wanna stay in Fira or in Imero Weekly, which is also absolutely nice, so many people forget about it. Or if you wanna stay in Ia, it depends, of course, on the season, but you need to have a budget for the hotels, at least starting per person
Yeah.
from, I would say, 100 euros per night.
Okay.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
And if you say like you want to stay in Akrotiri or at the beach in Kamari, you can get much less expensive hotels to stay.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So is Airbnb an option in Santorini? Like, do people rent out or is everything like commercial?
Almost everything is full with Airbnbs, not only hotels. And actually, it's a big problem because they do everything with Airbnbs. So it's really hard to get apartments if you want to work there or if you want to stay there.
Yeah.
It's hard to find apartments. Also for the hotel owners or for people who search for employees, they need houses or apartments so their workers can stay somewhere. And
Yeah.
it's really hard because people just try to make money out of everything and they just try to rent their apartments as Airbnbs because they can make much money from it. So Airbnb is a huge thing on the island. Yes.
Okay. Seems
Yeah.
like you
But I would
seems
say-
like you try to move your, work to Santorini, like the part you said about the employees.
So well, actually, I didn't really make it. I haven't made that officially on my Instagram, but okay, here we go. Yes, I'm talking about that, or I know so many things about it because I'm really into that, because I want to find an apartment for myself too, to stay in
Oh.
Santorini.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I hope you do.
Thank you. I hope
Yeah,
so
so
too.
if
because
we can
it's
go,
really
like
hard.
we can, we can rent out her apartment. That's great.
It's really hard to find apartments in Santorini.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so
But
yeah.
Airbnb is a huge thing, but I
Hmm.
would not say that you can save money with Airbnbs. It's
Hmm.
it's like not it's not cheaper as an hotel. It really depends because you can have Airbnbs with outdoor jacuzzis, amazing views, and they're expensive too. So I would say Mykonos and Santorini are, of course, not the cheapest islands to stay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right. Okay. So we decided that we won't spend 2 days, according to you. We won't spend
Yes.
2 days in Santorini. So we have, I don't know, like we have this plan that we'll take, I don't know, like 5 days in Santorini and 7 days in Santorini. So we will make two different plans. Okay. So let's get on with the 5-day plan.
Yeah.
What should I do next?
Well, the 5-day plan for me, what I always do is like, for me, it's just perfect, but that's just what I think. I always stay with Ima Villas in Imerovigli. And so many people forget about Imerovigli, but it's so nice. Like, you don't need a car, because if you're in Imerovigli, you have nice bars and restaurants and shops all together. You have Anastasi Church, which is super cute. You have the famous Garos Rock, where you can just walk with a walking distance. And if you walk down the whole Garos Rock, you will visit such a cute small church, which is built in the Garos Rock, into Garos Rock. And from Imerovigli, you can decide to walk by foot to Firo Stefani, to the next village, which is super cute. You can walk with all the caldera view to Fira by foot. So you don't need a car, and cars can be quite expensive too for the day. So you can save money there too.
Okay.
But it's a bit more expensive to stay in Imerovigli. But the views are just amazing. For me, Imerovigli is the best place to stay. And yeah, I always stay with Ime Villas. And in Fira, you have like so many options. You have bars, restaurants, things to do. You have shops, you have the history, the old church. It's just stunning to see. And yeah, well, and all those things you could actually do in one day.
Okay.
So yeah, you can, if you're staying in Fira or in Imerovigli, you can do all this, what I mentioned before, in one day. So really many things to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
So
So yeah, we have to, shed some weight.
my talking, I can talk a lot.
Yeah,
Yes. And then what I
need to-
can,
yeah, I need to
Yeah.
get into shape, before going to
Santorini.
Santorini.
yeah, please, you have to be prepared for walks and for steps. Like, steps are crazy in Santorini. And what I always also preach on my Instagram is, please don't come to Santorini if you're not ready. I would not recommend it with kids, to be honest, because you have so many walking things and so many steps. Or maybe the kids must be older, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I also preach is, please do not use the donkeys. Guys, I mean, if I'm going to Santorini, I know that I have steps to walk.
Yeah.
And if I'm not in the position to go to Santorini without using a donkey, then just leave it. Then just wait, get prepared, go outside running, or I don't know what, get yourself prepared with sports, and then go to Santorini. Because if I see people using the donkeys, which is the same price than using a taxi, I could freak out. Seriously.
I don't think that I would support that as well.
Yeah.
I don't get the point. If I know I'm going to Santorini, I know I have some areas where I can't use a car. I know I have some areas where I can only walk by foot. I know I have many steps to take. Why do I need to use the donkey if I know that Santorini has so many steps and so many things where I need just to walk? I just don't get it, because from example, Amudi Bay, there are many steps to Iya. And some people use the donkey from Amudi Bay to Iya. But the price using a taxi from Amudi Bay to Iya is the same. So I don't get the point of using an animal for my own comfortness to, if it's the same price like a taxi. I just don't get it. And if people do it, I'm really freaking out. And I always mention this on Instagram. Please don't support that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we have finished our day one. Would you suggest some special dishes for the first day, or should I save it for the last day in Santorini? I'm pretty sure there are special dishes in Santorini that we should try. Right.
Special places, you mean?
Special food
special
items.
Food items like cuisine or anything like that.
Yes, absolutely. Moussaka is super famous. or pita bread and tzatziki, one of my favorite things. Gyros is really famous to try, and souvlaki. Did I mention that already? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I think you can just try everything and eat everything because it's just delicious. I mean, I'm a fan of Greek food, so briam, for example. Yeah, I just love Greek food.
Great.
And even if I'm vegetarian, I have many options. And
Oh.
also, I went there with a friend. She's vegan, and we always found some options here or there also for my vegan friends. Yes.
Like we have a food called Greek salad, right? So
Yes,
there has to be vegan options. Come on, there has to be options.
Yes. Greek salad is amazing. Also the wine and the olive oil.
Olive oil,
Okay, so we are going to move on to the next day, day 2. What should we do in Santorini?
Okay.
Okay, so for day 2, what should be our plan to look around Santorini?
Oh, and should I sleep the first night? That's another question. Should I sleep in the first night or should I go into, a bit partying and stuff?
Well, you can decide. I mean, if you really stay in Itinerary and you did all the things that I mentioned, probably you will be a bit tired. But if you end your day in Fira, you would have nice options to make party, because in Fira there's one club and one bar to the other. So it's really quite famous to go there. My favorite one is Cool Club.
Okay.
You can just dance under the stars. Like you have palm trees in the middle of the club, and you really dance under the stars, and it's such a nice feeling. It's my favorite club. They're open between June and then September, June, October, depending on the season. Yeah, it's my favorite one. So you can definitely do that. And yeah, I don't know, but Santorini is really good for party too if you want to.
Okay. So is there any other island that you'd recommend? Like you said about Mykonos, right? Mykonos. That is for partying.
Yeah, Mykonos is for party. And Mykonos is for to be seen. Like Mykonos is, I love the beaches in Mykonos. But it's even more expensive, I would say, and it's really more, it's not that of an honeymoon island than Santorini, I would say, and it's more for being seen, showing what you have.
Okay. Understood. Understood. Yeah.
And what I heard from Santorini people is Santorini is for marriage, breakups, or hookups.
Oh.
Okay. I don't know if we should.
Well, I really heard many times that Santorini, you either get engaged there or you break up there. And I experienced both. So it's fine.
Okay. So yeah. So in day 2, where should I start? Like I woke up in one of the places. I don't know, like depending on where I stay. You suggested 3 places. So I woke up in the morning. And now what should I do?
Okay. Depending if you were out for party the day before, you probably will need some sleep. But if you haven't been out for party and you did all the things that I mentioned, Skaros Rock, Fira Stefani, Fira, you can actually, I would recommend to go to Ia, because Ia is the most famous spot with the 3 blue domes, where you see the postcards and all the pictures on the internet.
The most Instagrammable place in Santorini.
Yeah, it's called Ia. And that's what I would do at the first or second day, because you want to see it, of course. It's really famous. But for me, it's not only famous, it's just super beautiful. Like it's stunning.
But it must be crowded. It must be crowded, right?
Yeah, it is crowded. You need to go there to the right times. You need to go there really early. And if I say early, I mean early, like 6 or 7 in the morning to get your pictures. And in high season, even 6 a.m. is too late.
Wow. Yeah, I heard there's a long line to take photos.
Yeah, you need to wait in line, but I've been 6 times and I never waited in line because either I was not there in high season or I was there to the best times. So just don't go there in high season on all the Greek islands. That's just what I can recommend.
Yeah, okay. So the trick is just, grasp the right time.
Yeah, yeah. I guess,
Plan if you want to take nice pictures, plan some time for this. Absolutely.
yeah.
On my Instagram, in all my Santorini highlights, I saved how to get there to all these photo spots, from which side and where you need to walk to get the best spot. But yeah, you need to be there super early.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what I always combined, I slept one night in Ia too, which was really nice. We stayed at Ia Spirit Boutique Hotel. It's one of my I almost cried when I stayed there.
Wow.
Because I'm just addicted to blue domes, and waking up in front of that blue dome, seeing those views and the magic and the Santorinian air, and it's just that just made me almost cry. And I also combined doing my photo shootings there, going for breakfast to Terpsi Ia. You have amazing views to the blue domes from above if you go there for breakfast.
Okay.
Okay.
So I was about to ask you about the sunrise, but I guess if I have to click pictures, then I have to attend the sunrise.
Yeah.
Yeah, like be there as early as you can. But the sunrise in Ia is really nice to see if the weather is good. Absolutely. And if you want to do the flying dress shooting, like so many people ask me from Instagram where I do my flying dress shootings, I always did it with the same photographer actually. And you need to you will see all the people who are doing flying dresses, and within the day they're getting more and more and more. So if you want to be a little bit more chilled and calm with that, I would also say go there as early as you can. But of course, that's up on your photographer, which time he recommends because of the light and to shoot. But be there as early as you can.
Okay.
Great. Okay. So, day 2, we got the pictures. For lunch, do you recommend some place like for authentic Greek food in some place?
Well, actually, Terpsi and Ia also offers lunch, which is super delicious. And I love to have lunch or food with a view. That's just what I really love. For me, I like when we had the shooting and we experienced Ia a bit, we were going for breakfast. We don't need lunch really after it because we already had breakfast. So what we already did, we just walked around and enjoyed Ia, because Ia has the most amazing views and it's nice to walk around. And what you can also do is you go to the direction of the sunset spot. Have you ever heard of the famous sunset spot in Ia? Yeah, with the windmill.
Okay.
Yeah. I like to go there by day, because by day there are not so many people there. You can also take nice pictures. And depending on if you want to have lunch, maybe if you didn't have breakfast or something, you can go in the opposite of the photo spot. How is it called? I forgot the name, I think. There's that famous photo spot with the orange house.
Okay.
The orange house and the windmill in the back. That's really super famous. I tried to remember the name.
It's okay. You can just send us the name later on. We can.
Yes, I will. I will. It's really nice to go there too. You have also views. And if you walk down the whole stairs to Amudi Bay, I would recommend Amudi Bay for sunset, because sunset time on the famous sunset spot in Santorini, probably you saw it on TikTok or Instagram, it's super crowded. Like, it's crowded. There are so many people. You won't be able to get a place if you are not there 2 hours before. waiting for sunset.
Wow.
So I prefer just to have sunset at Amudi Bay, to have nice dinner at Amudi Bay. But if you wanna have dinner in Amudi Bay, you need to like fish and stuff like that. Of course, you can also have a Greek salad, but it's famous for fish. Yeah, because it's Amudi Bay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know that
Or some,
I'm avoiding that for sure.
Why? Let's try.
yeah.
Let's
I don't like the fish. I don't like fish. Yeah, that's okay.
So if you don't like fish or seafood, still go to Amudi Bay for a Greek salad and just to enjoy the views, because it's so nice sitting there by the water with all the lights. Sun is going down, all the boats are coming for sunset. It's just the atmosphere is amazing.
Great,
Right.
great. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we got the Moody Way. I guess I got the name right. Yeah.
Yes, Amudi Bay, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So got the pictures, got everything. Now, is there some place in Santorini that's not so crowded? Like I am personally someone who tries to avoid crowd in every way possible. So is there some place in Santorini where I can avoid the crowd?
Yes, you can go to Megalahori or Pyrgos. Those are cute villages. Many things to offer, many cute photo spots, many nice cafes too. You can go there for sure too. Yes, Megalahori and Pyrgos.
Okay,
Okay.
so if I go to those places, is there a possibility that there would be language barriers, or like in our previous podcast we talked about something like this? If I go to less known places, then there's this chance of
It's like countryside.
yeah,
Deeper
countryside.
into Greece.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say, because there are still tourist places, just not so famous. Because if people are only on the island for 2 days, they probably won't visit Megalahori or Pyrgos because they don't have the time to. But if you have the time to, it's still a touristy place.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's just cute. It's smaller, it's cuter, it's more calm, less tourists, less people, but still super nice for, yeah, just for being there, and also for photos. It's amazing.
Okay, so for our
And actually both villages
yeah,
Yeah.
continue.
actually both villages are quite next to each other. So if you are going to Pyrgos, you can just drive 5 minutes more and you're next to Megalahori.
Okay. Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. So as I was saying, so far we have this the whole itinerary like this, that from Athens we are taking a flight or ferry and we are reaching Santorini. And in Santorini, we are in the first day we are visiting the blue domes and all the places. Finding a spot to stay, that's another thing. Having a good lunch, and at night having a good sleep. Like now, I know that I need a good sleep at night. Okay, because I have to catch the morning rush, with the whole taking pictures and everything. Now I know. Okay, so taking a good sleep at night and going through the rush of the sunrise and the sunset. Both places are pretty crowded. And then I guess the second night is for partying. That's more appropriate.
Yes, it really depends when you want to party. But if you want to party, you should probably not to plan the next morning in Iya, because then you probably will be a bit tired. Or what you can also do, you stay at Cool Club till 5 o'clock. You bring your clothes to switch, and then you're going to Iya directly. That would be an option too.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that's actually pretty smart.
That's
Yeah. I mean, if you're not too tired to do it, go for it, and you can sleep in the afternoon.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, for the third day, where should I go? Like, okay, for the third day, I guess we can go to the less known villages, the two villages that you told us about.
Right.
Those
and
are.
if you're going to the non touristy places, like for example Pyrgos, you can walk through the village. It's like a hill actually. You
Okay.
can walk the whole hill up till you're at the end of the hill, and there's a cafe. I think it's called Cafe Franco,
Mhm.
and it has amazing views all over the island. So please go there for a coffee. And if you're in Megalochori, right before you enter Megalochori at the parking spots, there's one of my I love this bakery. I adore this bakery. It's just you
Okay.
need to try things there from the bakery.
Okay.
And yeah, you just take a coffee to go there, or the things from the bakery, and walk through Megalochori. I think there's one restaurant, it's called Raki, I think, and it's really nice too. It's in the middle of Megalochori. Go there for lunch or whatever you want to have. And if you visited those two villages, you could actually also drive a few minutes further to, if you want to, Red Beach, and you can visit Red Beach if you want to.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, got the cafe, got everything right there, right there. Okay, Megalochori. I guess I got the name right. Okay.
Mhm.
So next up, what should I do up next? Like I went to the my favorite places. I guess those will be my favorite places in Santorini. Just because of the low crowd and everything. Okay. So what should I do next?
Well, if you have been to Pyrgos and Megalochori, it just takes you a few minutes more to go to the Red Beach if you want to visit the famous Red Beach.
So,
I
is the red
I
beach like full, like how is the beach? Like is it red or I don't know, like why is
well,
it called red beach?
it has bigger stones, and in the
Okay.
back there's the whole back is like a stone, and it's all red. You can just Google
Oh,
it. I don't like being there for swimming,
okay.
but you need to see it because I've never seen a beach like this, you know, having all the red
Mhm.
rocks in the back. It's just really, you need to see it. I just don't like it for swimming. That's just my opinion. People go there for swimming, of course. And bring comfortable shoes for sure, because you need to walk there, and it's really rocky and stony. Yeah, but it's
Are
a
the
must see.
are the stones slippery or like how is the chance of some sort of injury or something like that?
Well, it can happen for sure. You know,
Mm.
it's just, you need to walk there, and you should be aware, especially with children there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should be careful for sure and bring good shoes. I went there the first time with flip-flops, so I cannot recommend to do that, please.
Okay. So from Red
Yeah.
Beach, where are we going?
Yeah, you can Google it or watch my story highlights, but don't go there with flip-flops. And
That must
I
have
really,
really hurt.
no, it actually didn't hurt, but it's not the
Not the most
smartest.
Not the
appropriate,
proper,
yeah, not the most appropriate thing. Yeah, we
No.
understand. Okay, okay. So yeah, but can I go to these places on my own? Like all the places that you are recommending. Do I need a guide to go to these places, or can I just follow my map, Google Map, and I just go?
Yes, you can. You just need a scooter or a car for
Right.
this, or you can take the bus.
Okay.
But I never went to Santorini anywhere with a guide, actually. Never.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So we are talking to a legit solo traveler, like not solo, but without a guide traveler. Yeah.
Yes, right. You just find those places, you see it right directly where you need to go. And there are also signs how to get to the Red Beach. You park there, you have the signs where to go, and you just walk there and be careful. And either you spend the time there for to swim, or just to take pictures, or to enjoy the view and to see how the Red Beach looks like. But yeah, I never did anything with a guide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So all the places like the eateries and the cafes that you mentioned. Okay. Do these accept cards or do I have to bring in cash? And do they accept all sorts of cards? Like Amex. Amex isn't that much popular in Greece, as I heard from before. So how's the situation there?
I would say I'm personally a card type. I pay almost everything card. So I think in Santorini you can almost pay everywhere with card. Yes.
Okay.
But still I would say make sure to always have some euros. That's the main currency in Greece. Just make sure you have some cash with you here and there sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For example, Red Beach,
Yeah.
we ordered some drinks and food there, and I think I can remember, and we also rented some sunbeds there, and I think I can remember that they only accept cash.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's understandable that those
Yeah.
are probably, yeah, okay, understand. And about the Amex, like have you seen like availability of Amex?
I have actually no idea about that, to be
Okay.
honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I think it's anyways always good to have a second card or some cash with you.
Cash.
Just in
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's the expert voice of the traveler.
Yeah, because I had some problems with my card and sometimes it was just not working for any reason. So
Yeah.
since that happened to me a few times, I always bring a second card or some cash just to be
So
sure.
as a card person, I have to,
Yeah.
make sure I
Yeah,
have
that
at least two
that
cards.
happens a lot with me. Like,
Yeah, so
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so am I spending the whole day in Red Beach on the day?
no, I don't like it. I don't like it. So I'm not spending the whole day at Red Beach. We did that for a few hours, but I didn't like it. The stones are very big and sharp, some here and there, and the waves are quite, I don't know, it's not really calm beach. And I prefer to look at the beach, to visit the beach from the upper side, to see it, to take some pictures and to enjoy the view. But I don't like to stay there for a beach day. What I can recommend if you want to have a nice beach day, I would recommend to go to Blachada Beach.
Yeah.
It's also quite close to Red Beach if you have a car or if you take the bus or a scooter. Blachada Beach is just amazing. Like you have also those huge, I don't even know how you actually say it in English, rocket stone wall in the back. And it's like from a movie. Like always when I'm there, I feel like I'm in another world or something. And also the sand is softer and waves are not that calm. So, but it's beautiful. And the sunset there is amazing too. It's really pretty. So I can recommend Blachada Beach for a beach day, or I can recommend Kamari Beach for a beach day. Kamari Beach is also a bit like with bigger stones, bit rocky. It's also called Black Sand Beach because the stones are dark, not white. And you have also the sunbeds there. You have shops, restaurants, bars, like a promenade. Do you say promenade?
Yeah, from Promenade. Oui.
Promenade, yes. You have it all in the back. You
Yeah.
have several food options that you don't have that at Blachada Beach. At Blachada Beach, I think you only have 1 or 2 restaurants. And at Kamari, you have like everything. You can go there for souvenirs. If you want to have, if you want to buy cheap souvenirs, go to Kamari Beach.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
So-
another tip, expert tip.
Yeah, so I
Yes.
think there's Nia Kamari and Talia Kamari, if I'm pronouncing it right. So is that the same beach you're talking about, Kamari Beach?
You mean which beach? I didn't really understand. Well.
Nia and Talia, I think.
I don't quite know.
Okay.
Okay, and that's okay.
That's
and
all right.
that's okay. This is basically just as combining our internet research with your expert research. So yeah, not all places suggested in the internet are quite there. Okay.
Okay.
Is
So
that what you mean? A beach, or do you mean Emporio village?
no, I meant the beach, the Kamari beach.
Okay. No, I've never heard of the one you asked me about. But Kamari, it's quite really a long beach and a long promenade and full of restaurants, souvenir shops.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
nice.
Okay. So we are in our day
Five.
3, day 5. Wow,
Yeah, we are already on day 5,
Oh,
so
yeah.
the last day of our 5-day itinerary plan.
Yeah, wow.
Okay.
Okay, so just by talking, we couldn't keep track of time. Like it's already 5 days. I couldn't keep track of the time. So in the
Oh,
final
we've
day,
already been to day 5. I thought we've been to day 4 or 3. But of course, it depends on how much time you spend on each spot, of course, because I prefer to take my time to have some time. I don't like to be in a rush the whole time.
Yeah.
yeah,
I like to enjoy some coffee with
yeah.
a nice view and not being in a rush.
Okay.
So yeah, it also depends how much time you want to spend for a beach day, of course. Some people like it to spend time by the beach for 3 hours. Some people prefer to stay there the whole day. So it really
Wow.
depends.
Whole day person.
Yes, me too. I'm not the like earlier in my age, I like to just go there for 2 nights and here for 1 night and quick, rush, but I
Yeah.
don't like this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, understandable. That's quite understandable. Even I guess I'm also like that. You know how I avoid the crowded places. I want to enjoy and get the whole vibe into
So
me.
slow.
So
You go slow, look around.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Okay. Okay. So in day 5, what should we do, or should we get to rush back to the Santorini, the main Santorini place and everything?
Well, at day 5, it of course depends if you have the whole day left or if you need to be at the airport on a specific time. But let's say we have the whole day. I would try to do something again that I really like, because the hardest thing in Santorini, I think, is to decide where you want to see the sunset. And if you only have a few days on Santorini, it's always a struggle where to watch the sunset, because Vlachada Beach, amazing for sunset. Ia, amazing for sunset. Amudi Bay, amazing for sunset. Fira, amazing for sunset. But also Imerovigli, amazing for sunset. So we have 5 amazing sunset spots. But if we only have 4 nights, it's quite hard to always decide where to see the sunset. So if you really have some time left on your last day, just do what you really liked. Do it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So about the returning part, do the ferries, depart at night, or are those only day ferries? Like, they only work in daytime?
Well, what I know, all few hours. They're leaving or coming all few hours. In high season, much more, of course, than in the low season.
Hmm.
But yeah, actually they're quite good.
Okay. Okay. So I guess I can fetch all the 5 sunsets.
Well, if you need to plan, if you are staying at the island for more than just 2 nights, yes, it should be fine. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I think we can go to our 7-day
Yeah.
itinerary.
Yeah, so the extra 2 days, like for people who have the 5-day itinerary, you can depart from Santorini in the day 5, and you can go back to Athens, and you can return to your place if you want. Now the
Right.
rest of the part is for the
7 days.
7-day itinerary of Santorini.
Yeah. Well, if you wanna spend more time on Santorini, maybe because you're there for honeymoon or whatever, you can do all the other things like wine tasting, or
We forgot
you can
this.
also
We forgot
arrange
the
a
whole
tour.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, or you can arrange a tourist guide. It really depends. Many people maybe want to spend 2 or 3 days by the beach. So then you need 7 days anyways if you already spent 2 or 3 days by the beach. But if you're a person who wants to see many things within 7 days,
Yeah.
you can go for wine tasting, you can go for food tasting, you can we forgot Akrotiri Lighthouse, by the way. That's a nice
Oh.
sunset spot too.
Okay, so day
So
6 sunset
you see,
spot.
there are so many things. There are so many things to see and to do. So even 7 days are too less.
Okay.
So we just go back there next time.
Yeah, she reminds me of Marina. Marina was our guest for the Portugal podcast, and she suggested us to go to Portugal 5 times.
Just to see everything.
And like in total, she suggested us to, go in Portugal for 25 days. So yeah, you remind me of her.
If you're staying 7 days, you can also the wine tours, the food tours, you can do a sailing tour. We forgot the sailing tour. I did that. It was amazing. You need to do sailing tour.
The sailing tour.
Oh my God. It's so beautiful because then you can also see the White Beach, because White Beach is just you can just go there by boat. And you can also not only do the sailing tour, you can also go to the museum with the historical, archaeological things.
Yeah.
Could do that tour as well. And also something else I wanted to mention, but I forgot it.
Oh, that's
Okay, that's okay. So yeah, we forgot about the two main things: the wineries of Santorini and the sailing in Santorini.
Yeah, it's absolutely nice. I've never been to wine tasting because I don't drink wine.
Okay.
But there are several options where you can do wine tasting for sure. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay. And for the sailing, where should I, where should I go for the sailing? If I decide that today I'll do the sailing, then in which part of Santorini should I go, and to whom should I contact?
Well, you could actually book it online or through your hotel. Like when we stayed with Ima Villas, I just asked the workers there. They just helped me out and they just booked it for me. We started at, where did we start? I cannot remember where we started. It was a beach somewhere. And we just drove around and we just had the views and the sunset. We had actually a private sailing tour. Also, we got some Greek dinner on the boat, which was really,
Wow.
really nice. You can also do group tours. They are often starting from a Moody Bay. Those sailing group tours. There are also some party boats that you can hop on.
Yeah.
And most of the sailing boats are going to the hot springs, so you can swim there. I've never done that, but most of the sailing tours are group tours, and they're about 3 to 5 hours, and they're also going to the volcano island and the hot springs to swim there.
Okay, so there's this volcano island. Yeah.
Yes, right.
Our list is getting longer and longer.
Yeah, and you can go there too and walk on that island and experience this island. So like I said, you can just stay 3 weeks and the list is getting longer and longer.
Okay, so I guess we are on day 7 right now. Are we on day 7 or are we in day 6?
I think we are on day 6.
Oh, okay, for the last day. We don't have much time left, so just for day 7, what should we do? I guess a trip to the volcanic island, volcano island or volcanic island. Like, yeah.
I don't even know. I think it has a specific name too.
Yeah.
I just don't know that right now, but I think it has another name than just the volcano island. But it depends. If you want to do this and also the sailing tour, probably we are already at day 7 because the wine tasting takes some time too.
Yeah.
And the sailing tour takes some time, so probably we are already at day 7, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I'm getting 7 sunsets in Santorini in 7 days.
Well, that would be amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I can
And
only imagine.
If you still have some time and budget, you can also do a helicopter tour.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
Sure.
what if I visited Santorini the whole 7-day itinerary alone as a girl? So how safe is that for me?
If you travel to Santorini alone or alone as a girl or with friends, it's totally safe.
Right.
Great.
It's not a drug island like Mykonos or Paros.
Right.
It's a bit of a party island, but not too much. Yeah, well, it's super safe. That's nothing what you I never felt unsure or unsafe. And we've been to Santorini once in February. Nothing is going on there. It's like a ghost island because the workers are going back to the mainland if the season is over. And even to that period with really dark streets and not really people somewhere, we never felt unsafe.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, that's great.
Okay, so I guess that's the end of our, itinerary of 7 days in like Athens, Santorini, 7-day itinerary. Okay.
Yes.
So we're at the end of our podcast, this episode of podcast. Special thanks to Romina, Travel Romina, and you can visit her Insta handle, and you can see all the things she said about all the Red Beach and all the other places. And if you need to know anything, you can just ask her, I guess, and she would be happy to contribute to them.
Definitely, we recommend Travel Romina for
Yeah.
a visit to Santorini. So do visit her profile. Also, very, very, very thank you, Romina, for joining on our podcast today.
Yeah.
Thank you too.
Yes, and if audience, if you would love to know more about the whole Greece or any other European countries, like for example, we had a podcast on Tuscany, and we had another podcast on the wine tour of Portugal. So if you'd love to know more about that, you can look at those two. And yeah, we are at the
Yeah.
oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Yeah,
Don't forget to like our video and
Like.
subscribe. Also, do follow our
Yeah.
future
Yeah.
contents to know more about traveling. So that's it from Itinerary Podcast. This is Sadman and this is Tishika, and we have Travel Romina. So
Bye bye.
bye.
Bye. Thank you.